Hey guys, it's Jenny Silver. A new federal eviction moratorium protection bill has been proposed in Congress by Representative Bush and Senator Warren. This comes just as California nears its end date for statewide eviction moratorium, which expires September 30th. Roughly 1.6 million Californians are behind on their rental payments. Additionally, nationwide, roughly every 1 in 7 renters is behind. These figures do not even take into account those pandemic unemployment claimants who recently were cut off from their benefits in September and will struggle to pay their rent going forward. In August, President Biden and the CDC issued an order extending eviction protections. However, the Alabama Association of Realtors, among other plaintiffs, appealed to the Supreme Court to challenge this new moratorium. The Supreme Court ruled against this action by the CDC, stating that the CDC's eviction moratorium was beyond their scope of authority as a federal agency. In June, California Governor Gavin Newsom signed Assembly Bill 832, which extended California's state eviction moratorium until September 30th. As we approach the end date for eviction protections in the state of California, these center on budget and policy priorities show that in the state of California, an estimated number of 1,669,000 California renters are not caught up on their rent. Nationwide, over 1 in 7 renters are not caught up on their rent nationwide. Representative Bush and Senator Warren are introducing into Congress this week legislation which would give the Center for Disease Control and the Department of Health and Human Services the authority to implement federal eviction moratoriums to address public health crises. The legislation states that the power is given to the HHS and CDC in order to reduce the introduction, transmission, and spread of COVID-19. It states that the moratorium shall remain in effect at least 60 days after the conclusion of the public health emergency. If you're a California resident who is unable to pay all or some of your rent between September 2020 and the end of September 2021, it's extremely important to know that September 30th is a very important deadline, by which point in time you're required to make a payment. By September 30th, 2021, you must pay 25% of the rent due between September 1st, 2020 through September 30th, 2021. The Law Foundation of Silicon Valley provides online a very helpful frequently asked questions document surrounding COVID-19 rental relief as well as eviction protections. I'm going to link it in the video description down below. If you're behind on rent that was due between March 1st, 2020 and August 31st, 2020, and you gave your signed declaration to your landlord, you can never be evicted for this debt. If you were behind on rent that was due between September 1st, 2020 and September 30th, 2021, you are protected from eviction for this debt as long as you, number 1, give your landlord a signed COVID declaration every time they ask for it, and number 2, pay 25% of the rent for those 13 months by September 30th. If you have not yet applied for rental assistance, please visit housing.ca.gov, where you can apply to the Housing is Key Rental Relief Program. Okay, you guys, I hope that was helpful.